Good morning. Your workout for Thursday, April 16th, is going to be a squatting workout. There's going to be three parts of the workout. The first part is going to be paw squats paired with mountain climbers. The second part is going to be some variation of split squat paired with Spiderman mountain climbers. And then the third part is going to be lateral lunges paired with crossbody mountain climbers. So for each, you're going to do 5 rounds. For the squats, for the paw squats, you're going to do 5 paw squats per round. For the split squat variation, you'll do 3 on each leg for each of the 5 rounds. And for the lateral lunges, you also do 3 per leg for each round. Now, and then for the mountain climbers, for the Spidermans, and for the crossbodies, you'll do 30 to 50 each round, and that's a total. So if you choose to do 50, that's 25 per leg. Now, a lot of the workouts we've been doing are like really high volume, and obviously today you're only doing 5 squats at a time, or only 3 split squats at a time per leg, or 3 lateral lunges per leg each round. Is that we're going to be pausing each of the reps, and so I really want you to work on depth, your mobility, and this would be the opportunity that if you have, if you have dumbbells or kettlebells, heavier ones, to use them. Or if you have like rocks, you could go heavier with the rocks that you're holding to work on a strength component as well. So let me demonstrate each of the 3 components. So we'll start out doing as if I'm using a rock here. I can just hug the rock to my chest like so. And what I want to do is I want to do a couple of reps here. I want to get as deep as I possibly can. So I'll sit down to the very bottom of my squat. I'm going to hang out here for a second. 1. Hang out here for a second. 2. Show you from the side. Sitting as deep as I possibly can. Really trying to work on my lower back, make sure that it's not collapsing at all, making sure that I'm up nice and tall, making sure that that spine is neutral. So really working on my ankles, my knees, my hips, my spine. And 1 more. So sitting as deep as I possibly can into this squat sit position. All right. So you'll do 5, and then you're going to get on the ground, and you're going to do 30 to 50 mountain climbers, going as quickly as you can. So I won't do all 50, but so from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then you would just continue up to 50. You'll do the second time, third time, fourth, and 5th time. All right. Probably take you about 7 minutes to do, plus or minus. Excuse me. Now, if you prefer to do your squats off of a chair, we want to try and work at a little deeper range of motion. So, let's say that you typically, do your squats off of something that's this height. All right? You typically squat off something that's that height. What I'd like you to do is to get something a little bit deeper, a little bit lower to the ground. Controlling you don't have to use any weight, right? If you're using the chair, don't worry about using any weight. Just worry about trying to get a little bit deeper. So I'll try and get just a little bit deeper. I'll find that bottom position. I've got more ankle flexion, I've got more knee flexion, I've got more hip flexion. Work on keeping that spine nice and long, belly nice and tight, and doing your 5 repetitions that way. Still going to work on the mobility, and it's still going to work on your strength at that greater range of motion. So, definitely use it at a lower height than what you're used to, because we're just doing 5 at a time. Over those 5 repetitions, you can really focus on all your positions, right? With those feet flat, big toes grabbing at the ground, activating those arches, driving those knees out, getting those glutes nice and active, pulling your butt down towards your heels as deep as you possibly can, and keeping your torso nice and tall. All right. From there, you're going to go to, so again, 5 rounds of that. From there, you're going to go to a split squat variation. And so if you're able to, with the Bulgarians, what you'll do, if you're able to do Bulgarians, is you want to get our foot up nice and high, all right? Or as high, you know, whatever is gonna be high for you. All right, so let's hope I don't fall getting into position here. And if I fall, you can laugh at me, so you know, it's all good. All right, so from here, we want to try and get my left knee as close to the ground as possible. So as I sink down, I really want to find that position, and I really want to drop as deep as I can into position here, trying to get that knee as close to the ground as possible. I'm going to hang out here for a second and stand up. I'm going to get down to my bottom position, hang out there for a second, and stand up. I'm going to do 3 on the right, and I'm going to do 3 on the left. And I want you to hold that bottom position for a good 3 to 4 seconds, okay? Don't just down and up. You're not doing yourself any good, right? I'm only doing 3 repetitions. I want that time under tension, and I want you to really feel that nice deep stretch in the bottom. Now, if you can't handle this, you know, just go to a lower step, or just go off of the ground. But again, hold that bottom position with your knee just barely kissing the ground. Knee just barely kissing the ground. And trying to have a nice upwards position. Even in this position, I feel a nice stretch in my quad. Okay, so again, I'm still working on that range of motion I'm still working on that mobility at that, you know, range, at that deep range of motion for me, right? Whatever's gonna work for you. So if that's not gonna work for you, then of course, we just go to a regular split squat. And so simply just dropping down, holding that bottom position, getting a nice strong pelvic tilt here in the bottom, getting a nice deep stretch, standing up, coming back down to the bottom, holding a nice strong pelvic tilt, get that nice deep stretch, and then stand up. And then of course, if we can't go all the way down to the ground, then we just do the same thing, but we just have our mat. All right, we just raise our floor and we bring ourselves up to a higher position. But again, strong pelvic tilt, posterior tilt, tuck your butt, pull your belly button in, get that nice deep stretch. So you're gonna do 3 on the left, 3 on the right, and then you're going to do the Spiderman version of the mountain climber, where those knees just come to the outside. They come to the corresponding elbow. Now, when I was doing this workout, when I was going really fast for whatever reason, I felt like I was losing, like I was kind of going numb in my legs. So I slowed it down to more of a walking pace, and then it fixed the problem. So if you can, you know, go quickly, but if for whatever reason it feels funny, which it might, just walk it. Just walk the knees to the same side elbow, all right? And again, 30 to 50. So 5 times, all right? Then we get to the third part, the final part, and by this time, if you have been, you know, doing this appropriately with like taking the right amount of time to, you know, with like time under tension, holding yourself in the bottom position on the squat and on those split squats, your mobility is going to feel great. You should feel really loose, really fluid, really mobile. You should feel really good. And your heart rate should be up a little bit from all those mountain climbers that you're doing. So here what we're going to do is we're going to do our cossacks or our lateral lunges. And if you have a little bit of counterbalance, you know, use it. And we are going to do, again, you're going to do 3 each direction. So I'll hold that weight out in front of me just a little bit, and I'll do 3 repetitions to the left and 3 repetitions to the right. So I'll do the cossack here. So getting as deep as I possibly can, and then up. Just trying to sit down as deep as I possibly can, working on this ankle mobility, this knee flexion, my hip, this left leg out nice and tall, trying to get my butt as close to the ground as I possibly can. All right, 3 each way. You could also do the lateral lunge where the foot does not pivot up, but I just simply keep that foot down, and then just lunge one way and lunge the other way. Now, if of course we can go, like with everything else, we can use we can modify, And I'm simply just going to, just like with the squat, try and go off, just doing 3 on each side. So try and go a little bit lower with the stool that you're gonna be sitting on, okay? So my left foot is on the ground, my left butt cheek is on the bench, my right is off. Knee and toe are lined up with each other. I'm sitting into my hip crease. I'm gonna come down just a second. I want you to lean into position here. I want you to lean into position so we can really work on this hip flexion. You'll get a little, if I just sit back here, I reduce knee flexion, I reduce hip flexion, I reduce ankle flexion. So I want you to lean into position right here just a little bit, just to work on the flexion of those 3 joints, okay? And always keep that spine nice and long. Keep your butt behind your heel as you work yourself through these positions. Again, hold that position, strong, don't be all loose and relaxed, strong, and then drive yourself up. So 3 on the left and 3 on the right. Let me back up a second to either the Bulgarians or the regular split squats, that second one we're doing. You can use weight for that as well. I can hold weight across my chest with a rock, or I can hold some sort of object, dumbbells, kettlebells, other in my hands at my side to make that a little bit more challenging. You don't have to do that one without weight. You can do any of them. All can be done with or without weight, okay? Now those lateral lunges are gonna be paired with crossbody mountain climbers, again, 30 to 50. And you will simply bring the knee to the opposite elbow. So there you go. Check the description for all the details. It'll all be written out for you if you got any questions about the details and such. So let's go. Have fun with it.